Welcome to the Restaurant Show. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah, and we have an extra special show for you today. First, we caught up with Alyssa Milano talking about healthy eating and how to help your kids eat healthy. We're also going to check in with the Egg and I and Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery. It's all here on your guide to the best restaurants in town, so you can skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to go coming up on the Restaurant Show.
This episode of the Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.
This celebrity interview is sponsored by Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Restaurant Show. Got a special treat for you today. We are remoting in actress, mother, businesswoman, and philanthropist Alyssa Milano. Just like every working parent faces the struggles of balancing career and family while trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So what a fun topic for us today. Alyssa Milano joins us now remotely. She's alongside registered dietitian and chef Diane Hendricks. So thanks ladies so much for joining us and sharing your thoughts today.
Sure, thanks for having us.
So glad to talk about this topic. It's a little bit different for us on this show, but I think it's the perfect timing as we bring in the new year. Alyssa, let's start with you. Just tell us a little bit about what you've been up to lately.
Well, I'm the mommy of two beautiful, yummy children, Milo and Elizabella. One is 4 and the other is 16 months. So I'm very busy, like you said before, trying to balance out career and being a parent. You know, all those things that I think every mommy and daddy can relate to. And then in February, the premiere of Project Runway All-Stars will be on Lifetime, which I'm the host of, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be an amazing season. And beyond that, I mean, we're really here to discuss how I've teamed up with Atkins to show how easy and delicious living a low-carb lifestyle can be.
Yeah, so exciting. Congratulations to you on your show and also on 2 beautiful kiddos. That's quite the accomplishment all around. I know you're juggling long hours at work, being in front of the spotlight, and taking care of your young children, of course, can be difficult, like you said, just to balance. So what do you think is the greatest challenge for you in those tasks?
I mean, I think we just don't have enough time in the day to accomplish everything that needs to be accomplished. You know, and the lesson that I think that I've learned throughout this journey of being a mom and trying to maintain a career and a healthy family is that I really have to learn to just allow things to roll off me, let things go, and that I can only control certain things in my life, like trying to take control of my health and eating healthy and all of that. It really is important when you're a mom to be kind to yourself. And to make time for yourself, because a happy mom is a happy family.
Absolutely, and you know, while you're kind of balancing these things, you're also not only taking care of yourself, but teaching your children healthy habits and getting to see that example firsthand. So I think it's really great that you've taken the opportunity to make that a priority in your life.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's super important too.
Yeah, I think that's great. And let's bring Chef Diane into the discussion a little bit. For both of you, what are some of your favorite cooking tips that you can share with our viewers at home and some recipes just to help us eat right?
Well, we're talking about a low carbohydrate lifestyle here now, and you know, just like Alyssa's doing, everybody should be eating a wide variety of foods. And in the low carb lifestyle, it consists of lots of vegetables, fiber-rich carbohydrates, optimal proteins like chicken and eggs and fish, and healthy fats like avocados and olive oil and nuts and seeds and things like that. So it's really a very balanced, varied diet and delicious, which is the key, because you don't want to sacrifice flavor. It's not bacon and burgers. Look at this spread, you know?
Yeah, I think
balance is the key word here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the balance.
And today I have a whole day's worth of dishes and recipes that I've created for Atkins that Alyssa loves. I used it with her in mind. So I'm just going to run through the day. Is that cool?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, so we have a Mexican stuffed portobello mushroom. I took a portobello mushroom, added a little avocado to the bottom, some turkey sausage with some cheddar cheese, a little cilantro, and some tomatoes, and an egg on top, and you toss it in the oven. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
For lunch, we have the lettuce wraps, which Alyssa loves, and I think a lot of people love that because you cut back on the carbs and you can taste the food that's in it a lot more. So we have a Waldorf chicken salad, which has walnuts and a little bit of apple for crunch and some vegetables and mayo, and it's really wonderful and
It's delicious.
simple. This is one of Alyssa's favorite dinners and mine as well. This is zucchini and yellow squash noodles with a homemade sauce. This is my sauce, but if you want a jarred sauce, that's fine. Just look for the least amount of sugar. And
Very
then we have
important.
turkey meatballs that are delicious with a little bit of Parmesan cheese and a little bit of parsley, and you have a really great dinner that you can get on the table really quickly. And then last but not least, a sweet. Alyssa has a sweet tooth.
Don't judge me.
Yeah.
No judging. I
Don't we all?
We have these luscious lemon bars, and we also have the Harvest Trail bars that fit beautifully into a grab and go and, you know, a snack for a low carb lifestyle. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? If you hadn't said those were healthy meals, I mean, just running through that list, they all sound amazingly delicious. And
Yes.
I think it's great, of course, that they're
I
healthy.
think that's the point,
Yeah,
you know,
that's the key.
and that's the key is you want to eat healthy, but you want to also eat delicious food. So if anyone's interested in any of these recipes, they could go to Atkins.com, and they're all up there, as well as a great Atkins community that can help you along the way.
And healthy eating is delicious. I mean, it's really not in a category by itself. You know, we have all these healthy ingredients, but the flavor is just built
Super
up
important.
with things, you know, a lot of, you know, citrus and spices and nuts and things like that.
Yeah, and
Sounds
real
good.
quick before we go, out of some of those examples that you've given us for meals, are there any favorite ingredients that you think are not only delicious, but also maybe some of the most beneficial for your health?
Well, the walnuts, of course. I mean, they're amazing, and they're like the #1 nut source of omega-3 fats. Those are
Everything
great.
have garlic in it?
Oh, a lot of garlic. You know, and you like garlic.
I like garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's very beneficial.
Yes, and the lean chicken breast is great for protein, and the cilantro, the fresh herbs, the vegetables. I mean, think about it. Every
There's
single
nothing
thing
bad.
here is good for you.
Well, you guys
So
have been wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing these great tips. Congratulations to both of you. Alyssa,
you,
we'll look
Jessa.
forward to seeing you on your show. And
Thank
we
you.
just greatly appreciate the healthy eating tips. So this is Diane Hendricks, dietitian and chef, and of course, Alyssa Milano. And we'll be right back with more Restaurant Show, so stick around.
Thanks,
you.
Jessa.
This celebrity interview is sponsored by Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery.
Don't go away, because after the break, Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery joins us once again.
Hello and welcome back to the Restaurant Show. I'm very excited right now because I usually learn something when they come in. It's our friends from Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery. As always, we have Kaz here. Kaz, welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
And you brought a friend along.
I sure did. I brought Roy, and he is with a new company called Cadis.
Cadis. Roy, thank you for coming here today.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about Cadis. What is it?
So Cadence Cold Brew, we take JBC coffee on the east side of Madison, and we are right next door. We brew it into cold brew coffee, and then we put that cold brew into kegs, into bottles, and into bag-in-a-box. It's at Rosie's on Nitro. It's at Sardine on Willie Street, and I can pour some, and it's probably easier to see it and while we're explaining it.
I'd love that.
Awesome.
So it does kind of come out almost like beer out of a tapper.
You bet, you bet. So that is black coffee, and the color that you're seeing is just the nitrogen that's infused into the product, and it'll just kind of settle out, and it kind of gives it that creaminess, but that's next to 0 calories, and it's all of that is just the nitrogenation of the coffee.
Wow.
So
Now, is this something that is kind of all over the country and new to Madison? I haven't seen this before. Where'd you get the idea to bring it here?
Sure. So cold brew has been around for quite a while, and it's been in Madison, certainly with people making it in toddies, which kind of 5-gallon plastic buckets that you add coffee grounds and water to. So what we kind of did was working with JBC Coffee to have a really incredible coffee going into it, and then also we built our own brewer over the last about 3.5 years. So we like the plastic bucket cold brew, but we thought we could improve upon that. So we kind of built our own brewing method to make a fresher and more consistent product. So yeah, that's what we've been working on for a while.
And you alluded to it as well. It's kind of a different way to enjoy coffee, but you wanted to start with the best you could. And JBC, we've had them in here before. That is really good coffee, so you're actually starting with a superior product and then adding your own kind of different mixtures to it and making it work that way.
You bet, you bet. So JBC sources incredible coffee from all around the world, and with that as a starting point, in our brewer kind of bringing out the best of the origins that they're bringing back, we feel like we have a great product that's accessible for people that are familiar with traditional coffee, but also has a great new spin on that for, there are many people who don't actually like the harshness of coffee that do enjoy cold brew. So.
And it's at 2 locations right now, so be sure you go visit our friends at Rosie's Coffee House and Cafe and get it there first.
Yes.
That's the important place. Go get it there. And then you have fantastic donuts to go with too. Now, aside from this, I know there's a lot of different things, especially at Rosie's. They bake with different alcohols, coffees, you name it. Is this something you guys can take this nitro brew and bake with then?
We have already started to do that.
Of
We
course
have,
you have.
yes, we have the nitro glazed donut, and I brought some with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
those
what
glazed
are.
ones. They are, we take the nitro brew and we go back into the bakery and turn it into a glaze, and you can come in and get the nitro combo, which is a nitro donut and a nitro cup of coffee. And that'll wake you up.
And also a badass name for a combo.
Yeah.
The Nitro combo. Now, I know you guys are doing a really cool happy hour now, which we haven't talked a lot about. Is a special like that something that's also available during your happy hour then?
Yep, we now have donut happy hour. It's 2 o'clock and after. It's buy one, get one free donut while supplies last. But pretty much if you buy anything, we're giving away free donuts. And you got to get there before the high school kids, like right at school, they're like charging down to get their donuts, and it's pretty exciting. It gets pretty hopping in there, and people are getting nitro brew in the afternoon for happy hour.
All I want is a bunch of high school kids hopped up on sugary donuts and nitro brew. Sounds like a blast. Now, aside from this seems like a really good, with a cold brew, probably good any time of the year, but especially in fall with that nitro flavor where it looks a little bit more like a darker beer. Guinness, you and I were talking about, similar to that. That's got to be a good fall drink too, correct?
You bet. I mean, we're seeing that for a lot of people that it's something that, especially in like any afternoon if you've had lunch, like you don't necessarily want a harsh hot cup of coffee, but that cold brew, especially the nitro cold brew, is just a really refreshing drink to have kind of any time of day, and a lot of people are just, it's kind of become a year-round way to drink coffee.
I could see that. I don't like the hot coffee in the afternoon, but you know, iced coffee or something like this is going to be even better, so I'm looking forward to having some of that. Now, with seasonality, it is fall, we're going into pumpkin spice, everything all over the place. Do you guys have any other sort of seasonal flavors or seasonal varieties of things over it?
Well, of course we have a pumpkin spice latte, and we can add our pumpkin spice syrup into the cold brew and give you a pumpkin spice cold brew. We also have the pumpkin cookies and pumpkin bars and pumpkin cupcakes and cheesecakes, and it's just everything pumpkin right now.
Pumpkin everything.
Yeah, and hot chocolate is really starting to kick into gear.
Now that it's getting cold, the hot chocolate's great, and you guys have really good hot chocolate too.
We do. We use Sassy Cow cream in our hot chocolate, and our chocolate is Guittard, which is a very high-end chocolate brand.
No idea what that is, but it sounds great.
good.
It tastes good, I know that. So Guittard is something fancy I don't know about, but it makes fantastic hot chocolate. We know that much. And also, I gotta ask, because with the high school kids, you said coming in there and having coffee and donuts and things like that after school, they're glued to their phones or iPads, so I'm assuming you have Wi-Fi out there so you could almost go there and get some work done while you're hanging out too.
Yeah, we sure do. We have free Wi-Fi, and even if we close it for, a lot of times we're there baking after, so we have our regulars just hanging out and using the Wi-Fi, but Wi-Fi is available all day long. People like to come have meetings, sip their cold brew, work on their computers, and get all their work done.
I think we want to do that next week. I'm going to grab the girls that produce the show, and we're going to go have our pre-production meeting over there and just work on Wi-Fi and drink a lot of coffee, and it'll be an exciting show. They're nodding at me. They like that idea too. Now, with some of the other things that are going on there, how late do you guys actually stay? Because I know last time you came on the show, you got me up way too early so we could go bake donuts. But how late are you guys actually there baking then?
There's been times where I've met the morning crew. So we're, depending on what sort of orders are coming up, we can be in there around the clock. But sometimes I have someone who's in there with me, and we're there between 1 and 3 in the morning baking. And so I have a morning crew that's coming in for the morning so I don't, I get some sleep. But when I don't have sleep, I have my night show brew.
So Rosie's Coffee Bar and Bakery, please go check them out. The baked goods are fantastic, from cakes to cupcakes to donuts, you name it, amazing stuff. And you gotta go there and try the new Nitro Brew. I'm very excited to have that. Kaz, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And Roy, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming.
Thanks so much for having me.
We'll be back with more of the restaurant show in just a moment.
When we return, winner of In Business Magazine's Best Breakfast in Madison, the Egg and I will be here. Welcome back to the restaurant show. Joining us now from the Egg and I, the one and the only Stephen Descom, owner. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
Glad to have you. So, I love your restaurant. What are we going to talk about today?
I want to show you show everybody how to poach perfect eggs at home.
Great.
And then I want to make a crab cake Benedict for you. Or
Also
for everyone,
great.
actually.
Yes, fabulous. Crab cake Benedict, but we're going to learn the secret to poaching eggs at home,
Sure.
which is very
I
exciting.
need to get this started just to make sure these get done.
Get those crab cakes cooking. And so, poaching eggs at home, is this something, there's a trick to it, I imagine.
Sort of a trick.
Okay.
Actually, let's get these up here too.
Get everything going. That's one of the tricks, secrets to cooking, isn't it? Don't forget about step 2, 3, and 4, because otherwise you're going to be behind.
Right.
So, very smart.
So, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and you can do this at home too, either way.
You're allowed to cheat. I like
So
it already.
We're going to start with hot water.
Okay.
So you can warm your water up at home before you even get going.
Beautiful. Shortcuts are good in my house. In fact, shortcuts might be the only thing I utilize. I shouldn't admit that, but it's true.
Well, you know, that's kind of like the restaurant industry. Everything is a shortcut.
Everything's a shortcut.
So 1 egg per container.
Okay.
If you cook 2 eggs together, they're going to cook together.
So it's not boiling
They're gonna
water.
become-
It's
no.
just very hot.
When
As
I
you can
put it
see,
in the
steamy.
pictures, it was about 199 degrees. It's what we
Okay.
did for our coffee makers.
Oh.
So if you have your coffee maker, it already has the water at the right temperature.
There you go. Well, that's a good tip right there. So we crack an egg. Look at you got a egg cracking pro.
That's right.
There we go. You're allowed to make a mess too, so you just throw those shells wherever you like. This is the messy restaurant show.
I'm just going to pop those in the microwave now.
Okay. So
Now, yeah, your microwaves are all going to be different wattages.
that's one of the
So,
hard things, I'd imagine.
The tough thing here today is going to be we haven't tried this microwave yet.
Right. So our first poaching experience in this microwave, and we'll see how it goes.
I'm going to take a shot at 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Okay. So this is...
That should be right for around 1,000, 1,100 watts.
Okay.
This is kind of big, so it might be 1,200, I don't know.
We're using educated guesstimates,
Right.
right?
Well,
That's exciting.
Not
It's
sure
always
about it.
exciting when there's things happening, right? There's noises. Okay. So what'd you say? A minute? What'd you put it in?
1 minute and 10 seconds.
Minute 10. Okay.
The tough part with poaching eggs in your microwave is the difference between not done and way overdone is about 15 seconds.
There's a very slim margin for error.
Right.
Yeah, that makes it tough. That is not good for me.
But good.
That does not bode well for me as a
Should have brought
cook.
a bigger bowl.
That's okay because it'll look like more. You know, that's what I
Mm-hmm.
like when you're trying to.
Oh, these get nice and brown.
There you go. When you're trying to eat less, you put it in a smaller bowl and then it looks like more,
Yeah.
right? So, okay. So you're flipping your crab cakes while we're waiting on the eggs. There's lots going on. You have your adorably cute little pan
I forgot my adorably cute little.
and the adorably cute little mixer. all
Okay.
kinds of fun things.
So I have a couple extra eggs here just in case.
Okay.
But as far as it goes,
And
I forgot my slotted spoon. It's
Oh.
gonna be fun.
all kinds of challenges we're going to be overcoming today.
Oh yeah.
So this is hard to do in a restaurant, right?
This is impossible to do in a retail setting.
Okay.
The big thing is, this is going to be messy. The big thing is, I mean, I seat 156 in my restaurant, and if
That's
we're on a
incredible.
wait, I might have a 30-minute wait, and I could have 30 people waiting.
Right.
And what if I get a dozen orders
For a poached
for
egg.
poached eggs?
Yeah. This is not an easy
I would have to
task.
have a dozen microwave ovens.
Right.
That doesn't work very well. Ooh, those are almost perfect.
Ooh, they look good. The untrained eye thinks those look amazing. What are your thoughts? Pretty good?
Looks really good.
Good.
The whites aren't quite done on the bottom, and that happens. The nice thing about using a slotted spoon versus this thing is you can get those whites off.
Against
easier.
all odds, Stephen will make this happen, right?
Come on. I'm trying to get.
Woo,
that
we
was
almost lost
close.
it.
Get in
Okay,
there.
there it is.
Okay, the whites aren't quite
Beautiful.
done, but they're pretty close.
Pretty darn good.
All right, I need to get these.
And while you're making that, I want to just remind folks at home, we talked a little bit about coffee last time. So if we can get to it, we'll talk a little bit more about coffee pairings, which is great. But
Oh, yeah.
you guys have great coffee, and I always just want to mention it because it is so outstanding. And you kind of taught us the tricks behind that last time, which was neat.
All right.
So does this particular dish have a coffee pairing that you'd recommend, the crab cake?
Sure. Well, Benedict's French toast, Belgian waffles, the smoother, the sweeter, richer entrees.
Like the
They go
heavier
real-
things.
They go real well with the hazelnut.
Okay, that's a good
coffee.
tip. Hazelnut coffee for the richer dishes.
It's a little bit bigger.
It looks beautiful though. Look at those big bright red tomatoes.
All right.
And there's the crab cake, boom, on top. Second one, beautiful.
All right, we have to get our
And
2
then-
eggs on here,
okay.
which without a spoon is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll
Again.
just pick it out. I have gloves on anyway.
We make it work here at the restaurant show. All right,
All right, a little bit of sauce.
gorgeous. Oh, and this is the fun part. This is the best part, the sauce.
Oh yeah.
So look at that, pouring it over the top. Okay, if you weren't hungry for breakfast before, you are definitely hungry for breakfast now.
So
And
a little
while
bit of
you're-
garnish.
While you're finishing that up, oh my gosh, beautiful. Do you remember last time Stephen was here, you did peaches and cream French
Peaches and
toast.
cream French toast. Yeah.
Outstanding. It was to die for. Is that still going on?
Yes, actually it's going on for about another month.
Another month.
March 22nd will be the
Awesome.
last day of the peaches and cream French toast. Unless we have a little bit left, we can run it a little longer until we run the batch out.
Okay, so March 22nd for sure, and we'll play it by ear. Go get the French toast. And get this, is beautiful. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. So we've learned the key to making poached eggs. Thank you for sharing that with us, the expert, Stephen Dascom from The Egg and I. We'll have you back. As you know, we greatly appreciate your expertise. Thanks for watching. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us for today's restaurant show. I had tons of fun checking out all these great local restaurants. I'm Jessa Jeremiah, reminding you that life is too short to eat average.
This episode of The Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.